Welcome to the Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show. You get to see this show every weekday at 9, 4, and 10. This is brought to you by our great friends at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, the O'Sullivan Bruce Group, part of RE/MAX Lake of the Ozarks, and Slumberland Furniture, Slumberland at the Lake. We'll get to know more about what's going on with the Versailles Tigers and Coach Jason Ollison right after this. So on the Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show this week, we're getting to familiarize ourselves with what's going on with the Versailles Tigers and their head coach, Jason Ollison. Welcome back, sir. We appreciate your coming down the road to join us here in the studio.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys having us. This is great.
We've actually got to carry your games here on Lake TV, so we got to see up close and personal what you're doing. You guys have a fun team this year.
It is. We're really blessed with a lot of depth. We've got a lot of kids, you know, at all different age groups. We got our freshmen that are in there contributing, and our juniors and seniors, and one of our sophomores. And it's a fun time. We let the kids kind of just have fun and play basketball, and the way it's meant to be.
It is the way it's meant to be, right? So, okay, we've got the holidays in the rearview mirror now. I mean, it's like, how was that for your team? Everything work out okay?
We had about a 3.5 week stretch where we didn't get a game, and because of COVID and other things. But we got a lot of good practice time in, and got some things ironed out, and gave us a chance to kind of recharge and revisit some things and make adjustments that we needed to make.
Okay, so we're getting into the meat of the season now. The holidays are over. Everybody's really getting serious about the season and stuff. Are you happy with the way things are going?
I am. The kids are really enjoying the new style, and they're really enjoying being able to get out and showcase some of their abilities. We've had some tough losses. We've had some games that we didn't play as well as others, but you know, we learn from every one of those things, and nobody's really getting frustrated. Nobody's really hanging their heads. They're just moving on to the next thing and trying to improve.
Yeah, you mentioned the new style. I mean, this is not what you were doing last year, right?
Yeah, it's a little different. You know, we always wanted up tempo, and we always wanted to kind of get it going, but we've kind of given everybody the green light to shoot the ball if they feel like they can make it, and we're trying to rebound a little bit more. That's always been kind of an Achilles heel for us, and that's something that we're putting a lot of focus into. But the big thing is just our rotations. We're subbing guys in and out as often as possible. Try to keep the same groups together so they familiarize themselves with their teammates, and they're not used to it. They're not having to play with different guys all the time. But you know, the main thing that we can get out of that is that we can keep the tempo at a high pace for the entire game. We don't have guys trying to save themselves for the fourth quarter and things like that. And then when the fourth quarter comes, we're fresh and we're ready to go, and guys are hungry.
You know, but you can't do that unless you've got some pretty deep talent, because you're playing, what are you playing, 11 or 12 guys, right? Every game.
Yeah, we've got a 14-guy rotation right now, and we've got one guy that is still battling an injury, Jordan Williams, and he'll be back in a couple weeks, and we'll bump it up to 15. And you know, what's great about that is that if somebody's having a bad night, you know, we can just get the next guy in and move on. And as a result of that, we don't have guys that have bad nights over and over again, because they don't dwell on it. They know that the next game's coming, and they can just do what they need to do.
Yeah, you're not like a lot of teams that, you know, I mean, they've got 5 guys, maybe 6 or 7. Somebody gets in foul trouble, they might be in trouble. You don't have to worry about that.
No, our feeder coaches have done such a great job of developing talent and getting guys, you know, several guys that can play in each grade level, and that's such a blessing, and it gives us the opportunity to do the things that we're doing. We don't have that class where we got, oh my gosh, we don't have anybody in this group. We've got classes, 4 or 5 guys in every class, and they can all do a lot of things.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you what, some good young talent. This is your Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show. We're focusing on the Versailles Tigers with head coach Jason Ollison, brought to you by COMC, the O'Sullivan Bruce Group, part of RE/MAX Lake of the Ozarks, and Slumberland Furniture. So COVID, always an ongoing issue these days. That affecting you guys at all?
We've been blessed. Our guys haven't really had any of it. Some of our opponents have had some situations where they couldn't come and play because they had quarantine issues and things like that. But you know, our administrators at school have done a wonderful job of making sure that everybody's got masks on, and we're keeping guys at distance, especially during lunchtime when most of the spreading was occurring before. And our guys have done a pretty good job of making sure that they just hang with each other and not intermixing with the general population.
All right. Okay, so we talked about your feeder schools a little bit earlier, the smaller middle schools. How do you work with the coaches in those schools to kind of prepare them for the system you're going to run? How do you do that?
Yeah, my assistants and I, Josh Walters and Rich Williams, we try to make an appearance at least once a week in all the elementary gyms and making sure that everybody's kind of on the same page and doing the same things. But we're blessed with guys like Barry Marshall and Ryan Pryor and Heath Murdoch, and even one of my former players, Wyatt Espinoza, stepped up this year, and he's starting to coach some guys. And it's just so nice because everybody's hearing the same language, everybody's hearing the same thing, and we get a lot of kids out, and they're really enjoying themselves.
How many schools are there? The elementary, the middle schools?
Yeah, we've got our elementary group. We start at third grade, third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth grade, and then our middle school has their own program in the fall, and then in the winter we piggyback off some of the other stuff that comes in, like we've got them together with their dads coaching them and doing some things. So
all right, nice.
It's good.
Well, it's showing because it's a fun program to watch, that's for sure. This is your Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show. We're focusing on the Versailles Tigers. More with Coach Ollison right after this. What is COMC? A health center where everyone has access to high-quality, affordable medical, dental, and behavioral health care, regardless of insurance or ability to pay. Offering primary care, preventative, chronic, pediatrics, and OBGYN. COMC even offers comprehensive dental and same-day emergency care. A health center that focuses on every aspect of your health. Everything your family needs to stay healthy. At COMC, your health is our mission. Your time on the water is limited, and Hy-Vee and Osage Beach knows it. Let us do the shopping so you can maximize your lake time. With our Isles online app, you can have your groceries delivered or ready for contactless pickup when you arrive to the lake. With all your grilling favorites, snacks, fresh produce, and home to the lake's largest wine, spirits, and beer department, your weekend at the lake starts with Hy-Vee and Osage Beach, where you'll find a helpful smile in every aisle. Hi, it's Chris Schneider. If you're a basketball fan, we have the show for you. It's the Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show right here on Lake TV. We'll talk with the local coaches about your favorite teams. Be sure to join us weekdays at 9, 4, and 10. That's 9, 4, and 10 weekdays for the Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show, brought to you by these amazing sponsors. We're focusing on the Versailles Tigers this week on the Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show. By the way, you can see this show weekdays at 9 a.m., 4 p.m., 10 p.m. right here on Lake TV. So, Coach, what players have really stepped up for you? Who's making the difference so far this year?
We've got a lot of guys that have stepped up at different times. Excuse me. Eli Goliath has really come through the last week or two, and he just brings so much energy, rebounding, playing defense, and scoring the ball. His brother Mikhail is doing a wonderful job for us, and Seth Newton's been our staple as far as scoring the basketball all year long. He shoots it so well from the outside, and he has a quick release, and his feet are almost always ready when he catches the ball, which is key. Yeah, I tell you what, he can shoot from the outside. So can the young Williams kid. Has got some pretty good shot there. Absolutely. Ryder does a really good job of extending the defense, and he doesn't really care if he's across half court and he feels like he can make it, and that's fine with me. And then his classmate Jackson Marshall had a big game last night. He played really well. He's been struggling with some injuries things all year long, but I think he's finally starting to get a little bit healthy and starting to assert himself. And those two guys, along with their classmates, are going to be a big key to our future. Absolutely. Okay, so into the meat of the season now. You're kind of figuring out what's going on. You're playing other district teams. Kind of seeing, what's coming up in the future in the playoffs and stuff like that. What do you have coming up on the schedule? Well, we start our conference season on Friday. We've got Blair Oaks. We go over there, and that's, they're the top team in the conference year in and year out, and they're just blessed with a lot of talent, a lot of hardworking kids. We're going to have to really play well to be able to compete with them, as with the rest of our conference. I mean, we talked about Eldon and how well they're playing. They're improving so much, and Osage with Coach Engelbrecht, they're going to continue to improve because he does such a fabulous job. And Boonville, Southern Boone, Hallsville. I mean, there's just not an easy team in our conference as we get into the meat of this thing. And then, with the district, we've got a couple conference schools, Osage and Eldon, and Buffalo, who played last night, and they're a quality team. So it's exciting, it's fun, and what I love the most about the guys I have and what we're doing is that, they just take it as it comes. They're not sitting there intimidated by anybody. They're not worried about what's about to happen. They just want to go out and have fun and play basketball. So district tournament in the age of COVID, is it actually going to be a tournament, or will it be schools going to schools? Or do we know yet? Well, what Mish has put out is that the higher seeds will host the first round games, and then the tournament committee, which is made up of all the schools, before the tournament's seeded, we'll decide where the championship rounds are going to be held. So we have an opportunity to host a couple games, or we may end up being on the road the entire time. And with our guys, it doesn't affect them. They don't care one way or the other. I'd love for it to be at home for our fans,
yeah.
But with the services that you guys provide and KS95 provides, it's our guys can still listen in and see what's going on.
Absolutely, it's good stuff. So in your district, we've got you, Buffalo, Eldon, Osage, and who else?
Warsaw is the other one.
And Warsaw,
Yep.
okay. That could be a fun district.
Oh, it's going to be competitive, that's for sure. There's, anybody's going to be able to beat anybody in that thing any night, and it's just a matter of who's ready, who comes out and performs, and who has their program moving in the right direction at the right time.
All right, you ready for some fun questions?
Absolutely.
Your kids love this, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay,
yes, they
good.
do.
So, all right, here's the age-old dumb question. What's your favorite color, and is there a reason for that?
I've always liked the color green. I was always a baseball kid, and I love just the color green grass and that kind of thing. I tell my kids all the time, transparent is my favorite color because it doesn't really matter or whatever as long as I can see through it. But no, I would say green has probably been my favorite color for most of my life.
Okay. What was the color of your high school team?
We were purple.
Purple?
Yeah,
Oh.
purple and gold. The purple and gold Tigers at that from Green Ridge. That was an interesting color mix with that kind of a mascot.
Green Ridge purple. There you go.
That's it.
Okay, so other than your team, the Versailles Tigers, what is your favorite sports team?
I'm a big Cardinals fan with baseball. I enjoy watching the Royals. My wife is a diehard Chiefs fan, so we follow the Chiefs quite a bit. Growing up, I was always a big Denver Nuggets fan in basketball. A former classmate of my dad actually played and coached for the Nuggets for a long time, Dan Issel, and so I kind of was attracted to that team at a young age. But I just enjoy watching sports. I don't really follow or live and die by any team other than the ones that I coach. But
Right.
I really enjoy just watching sports.
Boy, I see why you're a run and gun coach, because those old Nugget teams were run and gun.
Yep, they were fun.
That's for sure. Okay, what do you dislike the most? Spiders, cockroaches, or snakes?
I do not like snakes. Yeah, snakes kind of. I go the other direction. That's my wife's forte. She takes care of the snakes. But no,
Wow,
I'm
she's got a
just
tough
not a
wife.
big fan. Absolutely, she's wonderful.
Yeah, those snakes are kind of spooky.
Yes,
aren't
they are. Yes, they
Do
are.
you get any of those in Versailles?
Yeah, we have quite a few out. In fact, we were clearing some brush in the springtime when we were all sitting at home, and we saw a few. Now, my youngest daughter, she was attracted to it. She wanted to go pick it up and play with it, and I was getting the heck out of the way.
Wow, wow, you got some tough ladies in your family.
Absolutely.
Where were you born?
Sedalia, Missouri.
Okay, so you're local.
Yeah, I grew up in Green Ridge, and we spent some time in Jeff City as a family whenever after I got out of high school. But for the most part, we've been Central Missouri.
All right, so you must love it around here. Stick around. Huh?
It's nice, yeah. It's nice. You get all the climates, you get all the different kinds of weather, and things kind of stay the way they've been all the time. It's nice to have that just common knowing what's going on and how things are going to happen.
If you weren't a coach, what would your dream job be?
What you and Will do is awesome. I would
Yeah.
love to broadcast games and do that. I think that would be really cool. Growing up, my whole life was about playing ball, and I was going to be a professional athlete. And between genetics and other things, that just didn't work out for me. But I can't imagine doing anything other than what I'm doing now.
I don't know what you're talking about, genetics, man. Well, yeah, we can't jump, right?
That's right.
There you go. So, we'll have to make a note of that. If Will or me get sick, we'll have to call you to do some play-by-play or color.
Absolutely. I would love to. I really enjoy just analyzing the game and doing things like that. That's fun.
That is cool. Very nice. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
That's my wife and I kind of kicked this around when we were first married and where we wanted to kind of put our roots in and different things like that. Where I live really has no bearing on me. Now, my wife would love to be at a beach somewhere and be able to be on the sand and enjoy the water and do those things. If I'm with my family and I'm around people that I care about, that's the most important thing to me.
Home is where the heart is.
Absolutely.
Right? Well,
Absolutely.
and it's interesting here in this area, a lot of people, this is where they would like to be, like in the lake area. So.
No, yeah, it's wonderful down here, and there's so much to do and so many good people around here. It's a great place to raise a family.
Absolutely. Coach, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for all you do for our kids. We really do appreciate it.
So that is your Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show this week, getting up close and personal with the Versailles Tigers. Thank you for joining us. And again, you can watch the Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show weekdays at 9, 4, and 10 here on Lake TV.